being a professional with many years in radio, I'm used to working with a guy wearing rabbit ears.
Hold it. What part of the sentence is incorrect? Being a professional.
Should be. What? Okay. Having worked many years in radio, I'm used to talking to a grown man wearing rabbit ears. How about that? However, most of us in St. Louis grew up with Johhy Rabbit, so we know Ron Els and Johhy Rabbit.
And what we don't know is what you have coming up. So you're gonna have to just tell me.
Yeah, it's two things. It's a double header on Monday,
yes,
right?
A double header.
When? Monday?
Monday.
Yeah, and I mean, we think of institutions and large corporations and big buildings really preserving the history of St. Louis, but it comes down to the people.
Yeah, exactly.
And Ron Els
this
is one of the more
man
important
is
ones.
Probably one of the best historians in St. Louis, if people don't know that. And we've covered a lot of
Should
things
we
in
let
your
him talk?
trivia books.
Should we let
Stay
him
out of
talk?
this,
I like this. I like this. This is going very well. This is the way it should be. Yes.
Yeah, just keep pouring it on, right?
Yeah.
But that's one outlet for you, are your trivia books.
Oh, yeah.
But still, you also do things with the History
And there's going
Museum.
to be a new book.
Really?
Oh, really?
Johhy Rabbit's Postcards of St. Louis.
Oh, man. Hey, I can help you with that.
Nice. Are they
I have
really postcards?
Stacks of St. Louis postcards.
I'd like to see
Yeah,
some.
we'll trade
Okay.
postcards like kids.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
Where are you getting all these? From people like us?
Yeah.
That's it. Right.
Good.
This guy has a golden key to all the libraries in St. Louis and all those.
Yeah, there's so many great libraries that people don't know about.
Yeah, exactly.
The Central Bureau of Rhine.
I
What is
don't
that?
even know about that.
What is that?
Oh, my. The Central Bureau of Rhine is a library that dates back to the 1870s. It's been in the same building since 1923.
Oh, I have to go there today.
1923 in an old mansion in Midtown St. Louis. From your lair here, just a little more than walking distance, but not much. It's on Westminster. Just east of Vandeventer, between Vandeventer and Spring. It's basically, they have other things, but it's basically a German Catholic library. And it's huge. I mean, you can go to the shelves and maybe pick a book, it'll say 1758.
Wow.
Glass floor,
Are
big
you?
oak
Is
doors.
the public can go?
Anybody can go, but
who knows these
nobody
things?
knows it's there.
Well, we knew now. Now 5 more people know.
Yeah, what's the deal? Are they not tweeting?
No social.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
just two people there. There's a guy named Tom Hoover and Vladimir, a Russian. Vladimir's actually a cat. Those are the two people who run the place.
How about that?
cool cat at
that. Well, tell us about Monday before we lose all our time
Yeah,
on
yeah.
all these
the
other
history,
fabulous
the
things.
history of the streets of St. Louis.
Yeah,
of the
things,
streets.
not just the streets, but the things that are on the streets and the people who made the streets noted. And also Route 66, primarily in St. Louis. It's going to be at the Missouri History Museum, Monday, 10:30 to noon. And for all of the viewers, come free.
Yeah.
There's
It's
no
free.
cost,
That's
and there's
great.
no there's no reservation needed.
So we'll
Just
put it
show
on
up.
free St.
And
Louis.
where in the History Museum?
Lower
Downstairs?
level, the
Yeah.
AT&T Foundation room, lower level of the History Museum.
Like
But a lot of people I find frequently don't have any idea where the History Museum is. It's on Lindell at the foot of the Bolivar, which you can't get through because whatever construction is going on there, in Forest Park. Parking on both sides. You can park on Lindell or by the Dwight Davis tennis courts behind it. So that's where it is.
Yeah. If you get to Forest Park, you can just drive around and follow those
Just keep
signs
driving,
and keep
yeah.
following those signs.
So be there no later than 10:30
Yeah.
Monday morning. Now here are some
It
of the
opens
things
at 10.
Okay. Well, here's some. So what do you, if you open? So you just walk around and talk to people and meet you and get your
sure.
autograph
Or
and
is there
stuff.
a presentation with you behind the podium?
Oh, yeah.
With
Yeah.
visuals?
Oh,
and-
huge!
Oh, a lot of
He does
visuals.
PowerPoint. This
Yes.
guy's
A
got
lot of visuals.
but
There'll be
he-
between these two things. There'll be over 125 images, most of which practically
I know.
nobody's
I was
ever
and
seen.
looking through them. I'm amazed at some of these. Now, I personally picked out a lot of the
All right.
theaters because we identify with some of the theaters that still stand. We know about the Fox, of course. The Schubert. That was where was that?
The Schubert was on the east side of Grand between Olive and Lindell. It's part of a dog park
Lindell.
that's there.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right where the dog
Jesuit
park is.
Hall would be
Yeah.
across the street.
Yeah. Right.
So
okay.
this
So
was
that's
the middle of that
completely
block.
gone, yes.
It's not at the corner. Oh yeah, completely gone. Great theater, built as the Princess in
At one
1913.
At one time, how many theaters were there in that 2 or 3 block stretch?
On Grand itself,
Grand.
there was let's count them. There was the Odeon, the St. Louis, which is now Powell Hall. Grand Central became the new Grand Central. The Missouri, the Schubert, the Fox. Before the Fox, there was the Midway. So there's 7 theaters on Grand, but a couple off of Grand.
What was the years of the heyday of that entertainment district?
20s.
Ah.
20s was
This
the
photo we're
real
looking at
heyday.
right now.
The years before the Great Depression.
Okay, here we're looking at, we can see the Grand Central, we can see the Missouri, and now you can see down there, you can see the Midway, can't you?
Yeah, sort of in the
there.
middle
There it
there.
was. Yeah,
of
that's
the
where the
block.
Fox is now.
And that is the Fox. That had been the Grand Avenue Presbyterian Church, built in 1893 and torn down in 1913. And this little theater was there, just a small theater.
Now, here's
Very
one you
small.
did not mention,
What's that?
the Orpheum. Where was
Well,
that?
that's still there. That's the nice part about it. It exists there at 9th and St. Charles.
Okay.
It's
What is it now?
It's nothing at this point, but it's owned by a Chicago company that also owns the Mayfair Hotel and the former Roberts apartment building downtown or whatever tower. And supposedly they're keeping it in good shape, keeping it, it's not crumbling, falling apart.
Yeah.
They're doing maintenance that needs to be done. Gorgeous theater.
And nearby we had the Ambassador.
Yes.
The
Oh,
Ambassador
yes.
Theater.
Yeah,
Which in our lifetime, we went there. We saw many great rock
We
shows
still
there.
have
right.
Now this is the exterior,
Right.
And these were all offices in here.
upstairs.
But
it's
if you
the
go,
northwest corner of
Right.
7th and Locust, and
there's what you saw inside.
that's what was truly inside. Very few theaters are actually inside buildings. The auditorium parts, more often than not, they're
their own standing
like the
thing,
Missouri
right? Yeah.
on Grand.
Right.
Right,
The
yeah.
Missouri Theater building is still there, but the auditorium is gone.
So that's a small taste. There are, how many? Over 120 photos.
Oh yeah, over 125.
And and including the Route 66 photos
Right.
that were all from the St. Louis area, which
That's
would be
so fascinating.
yeah.
How do you do this? Did you create this, or did they ask you to do it, or this is
I come
your
up with the
brainchild?
idea. What I do, I suggest to them. I do a show every month. Like next month, July 20th is going to be Gaslight Square.
Oh,
Combination of
that's
Gaslight
great.
Square, Midtown, the Central West End, that whole area, but zeroing in on Gaslight Square with, again, over 125 pictures, most of which nobody's ever seen since they've been taken.
It's amazing.
And where are you getting these pictures again from?
Where
all
are you
these,
getting these
all
pictures?
of these
Get the lights on it.
libraries that you know about that most people don't? Is that
They
it?
do come from different sources. Sometimes it's just one picture from somebody.
Right.
Sometimes it's a whole collection, and sometimes you can't use them. They'd have to be a good
Sure.
quality.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ron Els,
Thank you.
Johny Rabbit,
Yes,
for
thank
doing
you.
so
this.
good to have you
Thank you.
doing
Yes,
this.
and we'll see
Thank
you
you.
Monday at
Thank
10:30
you.
at the History
Yay.
Museum.
And thank you to Dr. Matt Bays. Today's segment is made possible through his generosity with the Blue Tail Medical Group here in St. Louis. Blue Tail Medical Group specializes in regenerative non-surgical therapies. If you're a candidate for regenerative therapy, request an appointment online at bluetailmedicalgroup.com.